All right, guys, what's good? Welcome to Sunday Stroll edition of Live Wire Sports Media. So, man, we still gotta talk about the situation from yesterday. Now, I did a video. I did a video on it, but nevertheless, so now the some podcasters, some online people, and a lot of people is taking shots at RG3. Now, a lot of people not a fan of RG3, and I get it, I understand it. But even Des Bryant came out and chimed on the situation because RG3 called out Angel Reese for how she really feels about Caitlin Clark. Now, she could mask it up any kind of way, but yesterday it was clear, evident that she has a disdain for her. Now we could sit here and make it about race, we can make it about everything else, but and we could keep it basketball. Caitlin Clark made a basketball play. She got a flagrant foul on the core on the call. She didn't believe she should have, but she made a play on the ball. It was the after effect because the whole thing started with Angel Reese pushing um Natasha Howard, which that should have been called a foul. That should have been called a foul in the first, and then that would have killed the play, and then they could have moved on. The ball would have got awarded to the Fever, but they didn't. So Caitlin Clark reacted to Angel Reese getting the rebound and trying to go out for an easy 2 points. So what you normally do, you give a hard foul. Sometimes it's going to be a little extra behind it, but you can see that Angel Reese flabbergasted the whole situation by flopping down because that little extra little push that Caitlin Clark did give her wasn't enough to send her flying. She flopped down. Did she jump up and react like she wanted to fight? Had her arm clenched back like she wanted to go after her and put hands on her. But people ain't talking about that. People talking about the racism part of it and just trying to make it seem like, oh, then, then you got people sitting there saying, um, they was at the game, they heard certain things, which that's not true because there's one person that I follow on X has season tickets. But then when you come out as a content creator and you make bad acquisitions and you running off of a narrative and saying that, oh, Sky commentators was talking about how they was making racial comments out there, which that's not true. That wasn't true. You could hear them booing, but you didn't hear anything like that. And then the thing about it is, there are black people that have been at the game as well. So you think there would have been more evidence of the situation. See, this is why I tend to stay away from these things, but sometimes I have to bring it to light. When you make content, you actually go with the facts, not what you hear or what somebody else said. Go by the facts of it. You clearly could see how much Angel Reese doesn't like Caitlin Clark. She can mask it all she want and say, "Oh, we good. We played this together. We did this together." We see how it was in college. We see it in the W. You see all the narrative that Angel Reese had made comments about. So why would we think anything less? But I'm gonna let you let RG. I'm gonna let RG3 give you the whole history rundown because he's pinpoint accurate on this. And for people to come after him and get mad at him because he's calling, shout out to Ben Daniels, a spade, that's what it is. He's calling it like he sees it. He's not sitting there making stuff up. It's all in the timeline. It's all factual situations. And then therefore people just want to run and say, oh, well, he needs to sit down, he needs to hush. You know what I'm saying? But then you got Queen Latifah out here advocating racism. Take a look.
So where was this type of reaction last year? when Angel Reese got chokeslammed by Alyssa Thomas of the Connecticut Sun. Y'all remember that? She got fouled so hard, they kicked Aaliyah Thomas out the game with a flagrant 2 foul. What did Angel Reese do? Nothing. She didn't get up and try to swing on her. You know why? The reaction was different because of who did it. And there is a lot of history there with Caitlin Clark and Angel Reese. You guys remember last year when Angel Reese celebrated Kennedy Carter getting that flagrant foul on the hip check against Caitlin Clark? You remember that? On the sideline, just, yeah, baby, get her, you get her. Who celebrates like that for a flagrant foul on another player if they don't dislike that player? Okay, you want some more evidence? Here's some more evidence. Remember last year when they were talking about who gets the credit for the expansion and the eyeballs and the popularity boost of women's basketball? Not just the WNBA, but women's basketball in general, because of the spike in the women's NCAA tournament and WNBA viewership. A lot of people were attributing that to Caitlin Clark, and rightfully so. This is what Angel Reese had to say, and I quote, "People are talking about women's basketball. You never would think they'd be talking about women's basketball. People are pulling up to the games. We got celebrities coming to the games, sold out arenas just because of one single game. Just looking at that, I'll take that role. I'll take the bad guy role, and I'll continue to take that on to be that for my teammates. I know I'll go down in history. I'll look back in 20 years and be like, the reason we're watching women's basketball is not just because of one person. It's because of me too. I want y'all to realize that." Now, I've heard a lot of people say that I or others have made Angel Reese the villain. Did you not just hear herself call herself the bad guy? She called herself the villain. I'm not making her the villain. She's making herself the villain.
Now, you could agree or disagree, but what RG3 just illustrated, she said those things. She asked for these things. She's painted herself in that light. Now, I saw something very interesting on X this morning, and somebody said that Angel Reese apologized because what it's going to do is paint her in a bad light. Well, she already painted herself in a bad light. Her apologizing, it's just a be for media, good faith, good look, you know, just to keep the narrative down, keep the drama down. But one thing I know for sure, I have seen videos, I have seen clips, I have seen pictures, and you could clearly see every time Caitlin Clark torched them, they're on the sideline looking disgust. Even the coaches on that sideline looking disgust. Angel Reese was on the sideline looking like, there is a level of jealousy there, whether some of y'all want to believe it or not. There is a level of hatred there, whether some of y'all want to believe it or not. But see, Caitlin Clark continues to take the high road of the situation. See, Angel Reese could have just got up and whatever the case, but she wanted to make a public spectrum of the situation by trying to go after her, look like she wanted to hit her, then she trying to change her down. And then I fought Tyler Marsh on this. As you as a head coach of that team, you right then and there, you should have reeled Angel Reese in. Angel Reese went to the sideline and then she walked down the baseline like she was going to go run after Caitlin Clark. You as a coach, you should have reeled her in and told her right then and there. That just goes to show me you don't even have a strength of your team, because if you allow one of your your team players to get out of control like that, that says the same thing. It's no better than having Teresa Witherspoon there. Now he tried to clean it up in the media yesterday. That's what it was. But make no mistake about this, people. Kathy Engelbert is not going to do anything about it. She welcomed that. Remember last year, she was sitting down and she was talking about how rivalries are good. And some players in the WNBA got pissed off about it. But see, Angel Reese doesn't do herself no favors because she welcomes that. She likes to feed off that narrative, off that bad guy narrative. So therefore, she's going to continue to welcome it because it puts her to continue to put her in the public eye to attach herself to Caitlin Clark. Angel Reese did nothing all game. Yeah, she had a double double, but like I said before, if the referee had called her push off underneath the basket, that whole situation could have been avoided. Now, we're not saying that the referee should be responsible because that's not the issue. Referees make blown calls all the time. But what it was a basketball play, and Caitlin Clark reacted to it on Angel Reese. Now, the way Angel Reese reacted, it was uncalled for. Some people say, yeah, what would you do? Yeah, a lot of players reacted that way. But from that point, she should have just let it ride, kept it going. Boom. What she did, she proceeded to carry it on. What RG3 said is spot on. It's spot on. People, want to come after him or say things about him, but it's all fine and good. Because the thing about it is, sometimes you have to call it for what it is, for what it ain't. It's a whole history of timeline between these two. And Caitlin Clark has been continuing to take the high road of it. But Angel Reese, she won't do that. She relishes in the stuff. And then she plays the victim behind it when it doesn't fit her billing. Because trust me, if Angel Reese and the Chicago Sky had blown out or beat Indiana yesterday, she would have been yapping her mouth as always, talking mad trash and all of this stuff and bigging up herself. She always wanted to be the front of the center of attention of her team and act like she's carrying that franchise. She's not carrying that franchise. Franchise can't even carry itself since Candace Parker left. Just being real about it. But make no mistake about this, guys. I won't be surprised if Angel Reese comes out sometime this week and make an apology. And I won't be surprised if she don't. That's just how it is. The fact of the matter is that we know now what it's about. All the other stuff that people trying to push in social media, all this racial and hateful stuff, I, I'm not I'm not gonna feed into it because now they're trying to paint and make um the Fever fans racist all over again. The season just kicked off. I would be bad too if I'm getting beat 35 points. I would be mad too when you can't do nothing to a team that's steadily becoming a well-oiled machine. I would be mad too. But trust and believe, we got four more times of these two teams playing each other, which is ridiculous to be honest with you. They should have been only playing two times or three times. They're playing five times. Indiana got three home. Chicago got two. And so it's probably won't be the first or last time we hear about this drama with these two teams. But I mean, it's really drama with one team, and that's the Chicago Sky and a quote unquote star player. So my thing about this is, and then also on top of this, Angel Reese went after LeBron James because LeBron James shared a photo with him and Caitlin Clark and bigging up Caitlin Clark before the game and after the game. And she went online and went after him. So If you don't think there's hatred from Angel Reese or Caitlin Clark, then you got another thing coming. So, like, comment, subscribe. This is your Sunday Stroll edition. Live Watch Sports Media. Until then, I'm out. Oh, wait a minute. And if you don't know, now you know.
Hey, so amazing. You see how they playing? Live wire. It's all about sports and entertainment. You don't want to miss it. So official, like you never seen. Keep it going till the whistle blowing from the referee. Everything from highlights and stats. You know that we gotta run it back. Whether on the field or the court. You know that this is where it's at. Subscribe, no delaying. This is Live Wire. Sports and entertainment.